happy readers, I'm Liz and today we're reviewing Mockingjay. I really liked this book. I was told before I read it that it would be a very powerful book and that I may or may not like it, but I really enjoyed it a lot. It's one of those books that grips your soul and just brings you into the storyline. There's just a lot of raw emotion and just so much, I can't explain it, but we will get into that now. If you remember from the ending of Catching Fire, we know that Katniss has escaped the Quell Games thanks to some rebels. We don't know where she is quite yet, but this picks up and tells us exactly where she is and what is going on. So we find out that this group of rebels has been hiding underground, just waiting for a good opportune moment to rise up, and they do such with a bang. As we find out in Catching Fire, Katniss is the sign of the rebellion. She is the Mockingjay, and so she's a big part of the rebellion going on and the war that is now happening in Pam. This is seriously a powerful story, a powerful book, even more powerful than any of the Harry Potter books that I've ever read, which is big because I definitely cried in certain parts of Half-Blood Prince as well as certain parts of Deathly Hallows. Just to give you something to relate it to, I don't necessarily want to relate storylines, but just the powerfulness of the two series. Yeah, be prepared. I was talking to one of my friends last night and we were talking about how emotionally draining this book actually is, because it's not like it's gonna bring you down, but it's just like one of those things where when you finish the book you're thinking, what just happened? And you've been through so many emotions, because you can go from one sentence to the next and feel two totally different emotions. You'll go from like a hopeful feeling to what just happened? This is horrible. Why? You're just distraught. And because this is all from Katniss's point of view and most of it is just like her thinking and her own thoughts, it just, it's all of that, and you just, I just have a big heart for Katniss now. Not that I didn't before, but oh my gosh, she's just been through so much as a literary character. One of my other favorite characters in this book was Prim. I felt like she's grown a lot since like the first book. Not only is she helping her mother be a healer, but also she's just like so emotionally and mentally and everything else, she's just grown up. And when she gives Katniss advice in one part of the book, it just like, I was just so blown away, because you think of her as this little girl and then she's just like so insightful and just so thoughtful and just has her sister in mind, and it's amazing. I also like the fact that we saw Gale more in this book. In the previous books we see him as the guy that Katniss hunts with, that she has feelings for and whatnot, but in this one we actually get to see his character like fully developed and everything. Another character that I have a big heart for is Peeta. Like, even throughout the book, there are some really horrible things that he gets to go through. And I really like the whole real or not real game that he was playing with people. Like, it wasn't a mind game or anything like that. If you haven't read it, it's not like a mind game. It's just like him being like, hey, is this memory real that happened to me, or is it something that was made up along the way? One character that I did not like was Coin. She wasn't badly written or anything. She was very well written, but at the same time, it was just like, this person, I don't like her at all. She was very dictator, very militant, very this is the way it's going to be, and she really just did not like Katniss at all, and so yeah, I don't want to spoil that part, but yeah. As far as setting goes, I really like how Katniss just tells us how things are going on and the buildings and everything. It's just all from her point of view, and so you just get to see everything through her eyes, but you get the feel for like how 13 is, how 8 is, how 2 is, the tunnels when they're going to the Capitol and everything. It's just very good and detailed, and not overly detailed though, which is really nice. It doesn't take away from the storyline when she talks about like what's going on around her. You get to see the storyline and what's going on just intertwined together, so it's not like, oh, let me explain what's around me. It's just like, oh yeah, there's the nut, because it's a hard nut to crack, and I thought that was hilarious. She gets, like Suzanne Collins, she just drops those little, like, funny little things here and there, and it's great, and it makes me smile. As far as overall writing, this book was very well written. I know I kind of explained that before, but yes, it's like just so, like if you're looking for grammatical errors, you will not find them. Just the storyline is really good, the characters are written really well, they're really developed and just amazing, and you could just like imagine them as real people and interacting with them. I would definitely recommend this book as well as the whole series to people who like reading stuff about wartime, and if you like reading about struggles and rebellions and things like that, and if you really enjoy dystopia, definitely read the whole series. It's amazing. From reading the first book, I was like, oh, this will be alright, but by the time I read Catching Fire and I read this one, I was just like so blown away, and it is so good. If I had to rate this, I would make it 5 out of 5 stars, 100%, just amazing. And I keep saying amazing, but really, it's awesome. Like, this, seriously, in the pure sense of the word, awesome, just blew me away. And there are some parts that are really, really sad, and there are parts that are just really, really hopeful, and it just got me. And I just love those kind of stories that just bring you into their world. I'm going to have an unlisted video as well, just so that people don't get spoiled. But this video will contain spoilers, and if you haven't read the book, you probably don't want to watch that video. But yeah, I will put an annotation on my face, and you can go see that. And otherwise, I hope you have a great day, and keep reading, and definitely, definitely, definitely read The Hunger Games, please. It will, oh my gosh, change your life.